He had the car, the apartment, the wardrobe, and the wallet to match. Every date was a reservation at a place with no prices on the menu. Every gift was thoughtful and expensive. By every traditional measure, he was exactly what a man is supposed to bring to the table. And she left anyway. Not for someone richer, not for someone more successful. She left for a man who drove a used car and made her feel like the most understood person in every room they shared together. That story is not an exception. Research released just this year from a behavioral study of over 700,000 women found that only 8% of women say a partner's income is a primary factor in their attraction. 8%. Which means the other 92% are responding to something else entirely. Something most men are completely overlooking, while they chase the wrong currency. What you are about to hear is going to change the way you think about what women actually want. Now let us get into it. The truth that most men are never taught is this. Women are not unimpressed by success. They are underwhelmed by men who lead with it as a substitute for everything else. Financial stability matters, but it functions as a foundation, not a feature. What sits on top of that foundation, the qualities that actually determine whether a woman feels genuinely connected, genuinely safe, and genuinely drawn to a man, has almost nothing to do with his bank account. Relationship researchers and behavioral scientists have spent decades documenting the qualities women consistently rank above money, and the answers are remarkably consistent across cultures, age groups, and income levels. Today, we are breaking down the 7 most powerful ones. The first thing women crave more than money is emotional presence. Not just being in the room, not just being physically available, but the rare and increasingly uncommon experience of being with a man who is fully there. Phone down, attention, undivided, genuinely engaged with what she is saying in a way that communicates nothing outside of this moment is more important than you right now. A landmark survey conducted by one of the world's largest dating platforms found that 72% of women said they care more about a partner's effort to be present and build a genuine connection than they care about his income. In a world where distraction is constant and attention is fractured across 100 screens and notifications, a man who chooses to be completely present with a woman is offering her something that money genuinely cannot purchase, and she feels the difference the moment it happens. Meet David. He was not the wealthiest man his girlfriend had ever dated, but she told her closest friend after their third date that she had never felt so listened to in her entire life. He remembered details she had mentioned in passing. He asked follow-up questions. He put his phone face down on the table without being asked. She said, it felt like he was studying her, not because he was trying to impress her, but because he was genuinely interested in who she was. That feeling, the feeling of being someone's full and undivided focus, is one of the most powerful emotional experiences a woman can have with a man, and it costs exactly nothing to give. The second thing women crave more than money is emotional safety. The kind where she can be fully herself without editing, without managing, without worrying that showing too much of who she actually is will change how he sees her. Psychological research on relationship satisfaction consistently identifies emotional safety as the single most important factor in a woman's long-term happiness within a partnership. It is not about how much he earns. It is about whether she feels free to be honest, to be vulnerable, to disagree, to have a hard day, and to know that none of those things will cost her the relationship. A man who creates that environment without being asked, who responds to her emotions with patience rather than defensiveness, who makes her feel like her full self is welcome and not just the easy parts, is a man she will choose over wealth every single time. The third thing women crave more than money is consistency. Not grand gestures, not expensive surprises, not the kind of effort that appears dramatically and then disappears just as fast, but the quiet, steady, reliable showing up that communicates I am not going anywhere, and you can count on me. Behavioral research on trust and long-term attraction shows that consistency is one of the top predictors of emotional security in a relationship. And emotional security is what women describe most often when they talk about feeling genuinely loved. A man who does what he says, who shows up when he commits, who is the same person on a Tuesday afternoon as he is on a Saturday evening, builds something in a woman that no amount of money can replicate. She does not want to be dazzled once a month. She wants to be able to rely on you every single day. The fourth thing women crave more than money is to be genuinely seen. Not complimented, not flattered, Not told she is beautiful in the way that feels rehearsed and automatic, but actually seen. Noticed in the specific and personal ways that communicate I am paying attention to who you actually are. Not just how you look or what you represent. She mentioned once that she gets quiet when she is overwhelmed, and he noticed it weeks before she ever said it out loud. She has a habit of tucking her hair behind her ear when she is nervous. And he asked her one afternoon what was making her nervous without her having to say a word. Those moments of being genuinely observed and understood land in a woman, with a depth that no financial gesture can reach. Memory researchers describe this as self-relevant encoding, and the emotional impact of feeling truly known by another person is one of the most powerful bonding experiences the human brain can produce. The fifth thing women crave more than money is a man with genuine direction and purpose. Not necessarily a man who has already achieved everything, but a man who wakes up with intention, who knows what he is building, who has a clear sense of who he is becoming and why it matters. Research on long-term attraction consistently shows that ambition in the truest sense, not the performance of success, but the genuine pursuit of meaning, is one of the qualities women find most compelling in a man across every demographic studied. It is not about the destination, it is about the energy of a man who is moving towards something with conviction. That energy is magnetic in a way that a salary figure on a dating profile simply is not. She does not want to fund your life. She wants to be inspired by how you are living it. The sixth thing women crave more than money is laughter and lightness. The ability to make her laugh, genuinely laugh. Not the polite social kind, but the unguarded kind that she does not plan and cannot stop, is one of the most underestimated relationship currencies a man can possess. Research from multiple psychology journals has identified shared humor as one of the top predictors of long-term relationship satisfaction, particularly for women. It signals intelligence, social awareness, and the rare quality of not taking life so seriously that there is no room for joy. A man who can make a woman laugh in a difficult moment, who finds levity without being dismissive, who brings warmth and playfulness into the ordinary spaces of daily life, is a man who becomes deeply woven into the fabric of her happiness. And happiness, not luxury, is what she is ultimately searching for. The seventh thing women crave more than money is respect that shows up in the small moments. Not the public kind where a man speaks well of her in front of other people, although that matters too, but the private everyday kind. The way he speaks to her when they are alone. The way he considers her perspective before making a decision that affects them both. The way he honors what she says she needs even when it would be easier to dismiss it. Research on relationship longevity from long-term partnership studies shows that perceived respect from a partner is one of the strongest predictors of relationship satisfaction and commitment in women across all age groups. She does not need to be put on a pedestal. She needs to know that her thoughts, her feelings, and her boundaries are treated as genuinely important by the man she chose to let into her life. If this landed somewhere real for you today, here is the simplest takeaway from everything we covered. The things women actually crave are not things you have to earn more money to give. They are things you have to become more intentional to offer. Presence, safety, consistency, depth, purpose, laughter, and respect. None of those have a price tag. All of them have an impact that outlasts any gift you could ever buy. Hit that like button if this shifted something for you. Subscribe, because we talk about the real things here, the conversations most people are too distracted to have. Share this with someone who needs to hear it, and drop a comment below. Tell me which one of these 7 hit closest to home. See you in the next one.